Welcome to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we are better together than separated. We have another extraordinary and interesting guest on the show today. He was one of the clothing lines that was at Trap the Runway. If you guys weren't there, he was one of the ones that came down the runway and man came out and he did his thing. We got Big Facts online today. And how you doing out there, Big Facts?
I'm good. I'm good. How about yourself?
You want to introduce yourself and tell everybody what it is that you do?
Oh, for those who don't know me, I'm Turrel, Ducre. Got the clothing line hashtag Big Facts. Um, that's pretty much me.
Yeah. And how did you come up with the name Big Facts?
Like I was telling you a while back, it started off as a joke. Like me and my homeboy, we were sitting in the basement, just kicking. And he had a shirt that he came out with, and I'm like, bro, I could do that. You know what I mean? Just chopping it up with him. You know what I mean? We going back and forth about the situation. And I was like, I got an idea. Where you go get yours made at? He told me, and the rest is history.
The next thing you know, you brought an idea into fruition.
Yeah. He
So
he
what
he.
made you
Matter of
go
fact,
ahead?
he told me like once I showed him, he was like, "Hey, bro, that's I like that. Keep that going." So
So
we here.
so what so that's what made you stick with it? Like, you know what I'm saying? What was your motivation at that particular time? What made you just stick with it and say to yourself, like, man, I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do, to sell clothes.
Actually, it was just something I just wanted to be different because everybody you go somewhere and it's the same thing for everybody. A it's like a how can I put it? It's like a copycat situation. You know what I mean? Wherever you go, you see the same thing. You know what I mean? So I just want to be a little different, stand out. You know what I mean?
And one thing about with clothing line, you could be a secret killer. You ain't gotta say nothing. You ain't gotta, do too much talking. You ain't gotta be loquacious. But long as everybody got them clothes on, you can got them clothes on. You could be walking through a scenery, walking through an environment, and everybody looking at the art, looking at the print, looking at the design, and words not even being spoken. That's the thing I like about clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like with me and my clothing line is that, the art speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to do a lot of talking. We let the clothes do the talking,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
and a lot of times, clothes is a way to express yourself. It's the way to express who you are. You know what I'm saying? The kind of person you is. It's a way to kind of brand your personality. You know what I'm saying? Through the things that you wear. And how long have you been in the clothes?
Um, I, I started in like 17.
But you've been a fashion, you've been an aficionado in fashion for how long?
Uh, I, I I can't even tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, like through school, through high school, I know you was one of them guys that stayed fresh. Was you in the clothes back
I
then?
really wasn't into fashion like that. I just like the stuff. I was like, this match, that match, it'll go. But I really, you know what I mean. Fashion wasn't a big thing for me back then. It kind of grew on
It kind of grew on you. Okay,
me.
so once you had learned how to print that first T-shirt, then it became a passion of yours.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I see something. Let's see
Yeah.
where.
Okay. So when you get that creative mindset as to where, like, because it's a creative process when it comes to the clothes. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn the different machines, the print press. You got to learn, if you're working with a Cameo or a Cricut. How was that process getting educated and getting acclimated with learning how to design it?
It actually, from the design, starting from the design, I had an idea and I actually got it made in the mall, and I really didn't really do too much on that. I just picked some letters and told them how I wanted it exactly, and they did all that for me. But
Right.
like, the process of learning how to do this with this machine and that machine, and it was hectic. You know what I mean? Because it's like you don't know, and then you reach out. You got people that want to help you, but then when you reach out, they don't. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like how can I put it? It's knocking on doors and people cracking the door saying who is it? And once you tell them who it is, they close it back in your face. So now you got to like figure it out on your own.
And that's the thing about the thing about the clothing business is, that's like a privatized game. It's like a privatized hustle. Like, everybody probably do want to help you, but they ain't gonna show you the blueprint to how to go on that, what I'm saying, on that Bluetooth Cricut press and on your phone and be able to design your clothes. And a lot of times, with designing clothes, sometimes I ask myself, because I got a designer that designed my clothes, and I wanted to ask you, as a designer, do you think it's better to have someone that design your clothes like you design it, or do you think going, having your stuff printed overseas, what I'm saying, is a um, more lucrative idea?
I never done that. I never thought about doing it. It could be an option depending on the situation. You know what I mean? But I think when you're more hands on with it, you tend to care more about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. hmm
So
and that's big too, because and like me and her, our heart and souls is into this clothing line. I give her the design, I give her the
hey,
idea, she
you pay attention
design
to
it,
that
and she come
detail.
up with, man, that shit is, man, I love it. You know,
Paying, yeah, paying attention to that detail, getting another person's point of view because like we can do something, but somebody else might be like, "Hey, no, that's kind of much." You know what I mean?
right? And I know
So,
you got big fashion line. You have a co-owner, which is your wife.
oh yeah, she right by my side.
Yeah. And I know that y'all, what I'm saying, y'all a two-headed monster with y'all brand. And how do y'all manage y'all relationship and entrepreneurship at the same time?
Wow, that's a real good question right there. Um, we try not to let the business interfere with nothing at home. You know what I mean? If it, how can I put it? Let's say I got a big order, right? And I'll go to her about it, and I'll be like, "Hey, babe, what do you think? Should I take it?" You know what I mean? She'll say something like, "Can you finish it? You think you can do it?" You know what I mean? I'm like, "Of course, I think I can do it." You know what I mean? I ain't gonna never doubt myself, but if you know what I mean, if it's gonna take too long, if it's gonna take too much, what can I say? If it's gonna take me being frustrated, that's when she gets frustrated. You know what I mean?
And it's always, and two heads always better than having one. You know what I'm saying? That's being entrepreneurs on the same journey, on the same track, what I'm saying, in love together, and to be able to be on that entrepreneurial journey together. I know that got to be amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? To have your partner, your wife, what I'm saying, right there beside you, on that journey.
Yeah, that support is like amazing. Even when I don't feel like it, she lift me up and motivate me, including my
Hey,
kids. They do the same thing.
exactly. So how was it, man? You came out, man. I want to give a shout out to you and thank you, man. Salute you for coming out, man, and doing your thing at Trap the Runway 2023, man. So how was that? How was that for you, man? Coming in there, man, and giving your performance the way that you did, getting your crown on your head, and your wife placing a crown on your head, man. Like, what was that moment like for you?
First off, I want to thank you for allowing us to be in your event. We really appreciate it. It was our first runway type of situation, and I didn't know what to expect. I just rolled with the punches. You know what I mean? I took it all in, and hey, it is rest is history.
The rest was history. And listen, I had seen your wife. She had put a post up where she said, "Kings and queens need to be reminded of who they are." And when I looked at that post, it made me think about how by that crown being placed on our heads, to go up there and to promote your brand and to go sit on that throne and to get that crown placed on your head, you know, it's like it's something that can build your self esteem up. You know what I'm saying? It's something that can build your confidence up. It's something that can build up your integrity. And when I watch your wife as she made that post and she said, we have to remind ourselves that we are kings and queens, because a person could think they the lowest person on earth. A person could be going through the greatest adversity. A person could be going through the most perilous difficulty. But you take that crown and you put that crown on top of their head. You give them that gift of life. You give them that gift of royalty. You give them that gift. You give them that gift of a sense of who they are, a king, a queen. No matter what daily issues and no matter what daily life take you through, you
All right.
still a king. You still a queen. You know, and I just want to give a shout out to y'all because, y'all really came in with money bag, yo, you know what I'm saying? And down the runway. And man, that was a great theme song, man. We really enjoyed y'all, man. And, we look forward to doing, most stuff with y'all, But I wanted to ask you, I see family is huge to you. How does your family and wife play into your success in your business?
They motivate me. They encourage me. It's like how can I? Okay, I'm gonna use my son for example. His birthday was 2 weeks ago. His mom asked him. She was like, "What you want for your birthday? You want me to go get you an outfit from the store?" He was like, "No, my daddy gonna make my outfit." And I heard him in the background. And I'm like, "Okay, I got to get on my job. Let's get it." So
Yeah.
that's the motivation right there. Like I don't want none of this stuff out the stores. I want my daddy to do it.
hmm and it's important, man. I see you take that very important, man, being a father. Right before the interview, I had called and tapped in with you, and you was out taking care of some things for the wife, man. So you very family oriented. That's a great thing because your family is your background. It's your backbone of who you are as a person, and it gives you organization.
Yeah,
You're not out there loosely in the streets everywhere. You know,
right.
because when you got your boys, you here, you there, you everywhere. But when you have a family, and you pretty young, man. How old are you?
I just turned 40 this year.
So having the family, man, and doing what you do, it gives you structure, it gives you order, it gives you the discipline, especially with being an entrepreneur and having the clothing line, because you got to have so much discipline, when you're doing it,
Oh yeah.
because it's time consuming.
Yeah. Sometimes yeah.
So listen, I want to talk about the first time, man, because you got to have so many stencils and tools when you tweeting them clothes out, man. When you like, was it ever a time when you felt like you wanted to give up from doing it?
Yeah. When
Like,
I first started,
tell us one of the biggest adversities that you went through when you just felt like you wanted to give up at
like a lot of people think, okay, I got an idea. I'm gonna put it on some clothes and call it my clothing line, and that's not the case. It's so much paperwork you gotta do. It's so much stuff you have to learn, and it's like, okay, I know such and such, and they can help me, but then you reach out, like I say, it's a door shut in the face, or they can't get to you right then and there. They got something going on, which is cool. Everybody got their own life, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, thank you for YouTube. Thank you for the people who did extend their help, and thank thanks to thanks to God for the most part, and having that motivation and that dedication.
Hmm. And one of the clothing lines, and thanks to you two, right, for real. Because one of the clothing lines I look up to is two Linettes, Tulum S. Dollars and Tulum S. Benji, and they made 14 million in 3 years with their clothes down south. They made over $2 million the first year of the pandemic. And I watch them and I watch how they move, and the warehouse that they have now, and to see where they built themselves up from, you know, it's amazing. And like I say, it's an extraordinary thing to have a clothing line, you know, because like I say, I can't rap. I'm not no comedian. I can talk a little bit, so I got a podcast, but what I do love is I love the clothes. I love the clothes. So how do you like? Do you wear other people's clothes, or do you wear majority of your own clothes?
Honestly, if it catch my eye, I like it. I'm gonna get it, whether it's mine, whether it's somebody else's. I started off
And
wearing
I
other people's
and
clothes.
I seen you looking real dapper. You and your wife, man. I seen you. You had your pea coat on and everything. I say, man, big facts. He definitely know how to dress.
That be the wife trying to put it together for me sometimes. So
Hmm.
it turns out pretty
So
good.
right. So
But yeah, to
what
answer your
what
question, I do wear other people's clothes. We got a lot. Second, I got talent, and we have a few clothing lines out here, pretty hot. You know.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, we do. We got some hot stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? In the city of Saginaw. And ain't nothing like creativity, ain't nothing like art, man, at the end of the day. And one thing I say about clothes is that it's enough room for everybody when you're doing it. People wear clothes every day, people buy clothes every day, so you can't really get in somebody's way when you printing up t-shirts and printing up clothes. Because they wearing a different and a brand new outfit every day you
Yeah.
know. So that it's like, it's room for everybody, with this clothing game. But I wanted to ask you, what has been some of your biggest strategies that you have used that have worked for you, in the clothing business? Like when
Listening
it
to my
comes to go ahead.
listening to my wife and kids.
Mm-hmm. Listening to you. So what's been your what's some of your biggest marketing and advertising tools when it comes to promoting big facts?
Just try to be on top of what's new, what colorways are out now. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And putting two and two together, and come out with something that, okay, these shoes come out next week. Let me put something together. Go with them shoes that somebody might get. You know what I mean?
Hmm. So do you keep up y'all as creators, do y'all keep up with the latest Jordans and all that, so y'all can keep y'all colors coordinated with the latest shoes and stuff like that that's coming out?
It ain't even just Jordans, it's all shoes.
All of them, huh?
Mhm.
Because I got so many people, they come to me, they be like, man, I need these to go with these Jordans and these. But you say it's all shoes at the end of the day,
Yeah.
So who are some of your biggest influences, like in the clothing game?
Hmm.
Like
I,
who do
ne-
you look up to?
I, ne- I never looked at it like that. I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna shout out Cuddles, Wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like he was one of the first ones around here that I knew that started with the clothes. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna use him as one, and I don't know. I'm gonna just use him.
Hmm. Is it anybody that you would like to work with? Somebody that you would like to collaborate with one day? You know what I'm saying? Adventure with?
Hey, I wanna. Hey, I ain't gonna say any and everybody, but I wanna work with everybody.
And there you have it. And you know, the theme of my show is we better together than separated. Let me get some of your thoughts on that.
Hey, I feel the same way. I was telling somebody like I'm gonna go a little bit political a little bit. I was telling somebody we always got to start over every generation instead of like teaching as we go. That's like saving the information in a sense. You know what I mean? So whenever we do go, we don't have to start all the way over again. We already started in the next one coming up, so it can keep that process and everything going. So that I look at it like a video game. If every time I get to level 10 and then the game cut off, I gotta start all over. But if I save it at like level 8, I ain't gotta go back as far.
Hmm. That's some deep game right there. And you know, I know how education is important. You know, learning is important. You know, a lot of people don't value learning no more. You know, what's one of the reasons why you value learning so much?
I value self education a lot more than like the school.
Being autodidactic. I call that being autodidactic, self-taught.
Yeah, because like the older you get, the you see stuff different. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like we all want our kids to go to school, get their education, but at the end of that, we got to do more than just the schools.
Let me ask you this: do you think we need to start homeschooling our kids more?
I mean, we do it anyway, in a sense.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Some do, some don't. But in my household, we do it anyway.
Hmm. Hmm. And because you know we got a lot of miseducation going on in the school system. You know, and that's why it's so important for a lot of parents to be intertwined with who their teacher is, have the number, be invested into the education that's being conveyed to the child.
Yeah,
You know, you got a lot of parents that don't care about who their teacher is, don't go and sit and get familiar with the teacher to know, you know, what's being taught, to familiarize themselves with the personality of the teacher, you know, and these things, these sort of things, you know, and it's a lot of people that don't care, you know what I'm saying? So for you, shout out to you, you know what I'm saying, for being family oriented and investing into your kids' future because they are the future. And we also want to keep our kids safe, especially here in Saginaw. You know, we got a lot of perilous things that's happening, a lot of deaths, you know, so it's important that, you know, we keep our kids safe and give them the game, you know, and I believe that's where a lot of that self-education come in at is that, you know, in school you learn academics, but through your parents, we gonna teach you real life, you
yeah, like
know, and you gotta start teaching them real life at a young age.
yep,
And there you have it. So listen, man, give everybody your social media platform and all your all your information where they can follow you and tap in with you at and follow you and get your clothes.
okay. You can reach me on Facebook at Turrel Decree the Second. You can reach me on Instagram at T Decree. That's pretty much it. Oh,
And then you
TikTok. You can type in Turrel Decree or Big Facts. I'll pop up either one.
There you have it. And Turrel Decree, you can take a page out of his book. He's one of those ones that found a passion. Later on in life, it wasn't something that was bred in him at a young age. It was something that was taught to him, and something that he ran with, and something that he developed a purpose with. So we want to wish you congratulations on your journey. We want to wish you the best on your journey. With Big Facts Clothing Line, Yacht Life Chronicles support you 100%. And like I said, we'll be doing a lot of more work together. Thank you for coming, man, to Trap the Runway 2023.
For sure, I appreciate it.
Yeah, and also I want to thank you for this interview. You know, but you guys learned something from this interview, and like I said, Terrell Ducre, he learned something, and he made it into his own, and it became a passion of his. And now today, it's a lifestyle for him. So shout out to him and his wife for what they're doing. We want to wish them all the prosperity. What I'm saying, on their journey, and just big ups, man, because and big ups to all the clothing lines out there. Anybody that's thinking about creating a clothing line, go for it. Like I said, you can't get in nobody way. People changing clothes. Sometimes I may change 2, 3 t-shirts. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, it's my own line, but sometimes you got people, they change clothes 4, 5 times out the day. So one of them articles of clothing that person is putting on can be yours. So at the end of the day, your job is to create. So whatever that dream is, whatever that idea is that you want to do, just do it. Just like Turrell Decree did with Big Facts.
Bet on yourself.
You got to bet on yourself. That's what's up. So that's the lesson today. Just bet on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Bet on yourself before you bet on anybody else. Quit betting on other people without betting on yourself first. We'd like to thank Terrell Decree, CEO, Big Facts, for coming in and giving us this interview. We wish him all the best, and we wish you all the best too out there as a viewer. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Yacht Life Chronicles, where we are better together than separated. See you next time.
And that's Big Facts.